It's your connection coach, the party scientist, and I'm here back with my daily unrehearsed rant. Today, I want to give you some paradigm shifts for creating connection on your remote team. My vision for remote work is that remote teams are more connected than atypical office teams. And these paradigm shifts that I'm going to mention, they're the reason why this is possible. Because office teams with outdated paradigms are not going to be as connected as remote teams with the new evidence-based paradigms for team building. Okay, so we first got to talk about intentionality. There's two approaches to creating connection on a team. There's letting it happen, and then there's being intentional. Being intentional is all about structuring the activities so that real vulnerability, connection, non-distraction happens. Oftentimes what happens is an office or a team, you'll book a space and then people will arrive and it'll just be mingling. Mingling is not intentional unless, as they arrive to a mingler, there's, a giant board that indicates why people are mingling and how they should mingle and what questions they should ask each other. Maybe there's question cards at the event where people ask each other intentional questions. The point is, people socialize on the surface in the default world, and we want to break through that. And what we need to do is we need to move away from being unintentional, being organic, just getting people in the same room, to intentional. And this is all about using evidence-based activities that are not exhausting, that are not boring or uncomfortable, that people actually feel nourished by. Okay? So how do we get out of shallow conversational mingling and into the depths of nourishment? Okay? Number one, paradigm shift. Number two, paradigm shift. Fun is not enough. Okay. So how do a lot of remote teams approach team building? Well, they do jackpot games, they do trivia, they'll do escape rooms. You go on Airbnb experiences, you go on any of the platforms for team building, and 90% of the exercises are merely entertainment. Entertainment does not lead to that sense of deep emotional and authentic connection, and that's what we're trying to create. So we need to get out of this idea that the more fun we have as a team, the more connected we'll feel. Because fun does not necessarily involve vulnerability, authenticity, and real non-distracted connection. Okay, so we need to get out of entertainment and we need to go toward evidence-based connection activities. And that's the third paradigm shift. The third paradigm shift is from what we think is going to lead to connection to a social neuroscience-based perspective of how to create connection on our virtual team. And so, what do we need to think about? We need to think about neurotransmitters. We need to think about the social psychology of human connection. What's a vulnerability loop? What happens when people reveal something about themselves? What happens when people don't get distracted or they don't talk over each other? There's all this evidence that we ignore in our team building because we're not aware of it and because we're afraid that we're going to force fun on our teams. But when you get the full team bought in to social neuroscience and to new exercises that are going to make them feel more energized, feel more connected, then the entire team will love it and they'll experience the benefits. The benefits go beyond a fun memory. The benefits move into the daily work routine where people see each other differently and they feel safe. They don't just think that there's psychological safety, but they feel feel it. They feel it when they're in the meeting with their colleagues. And that's what we're trying to create with social neuroscience-based exercises. And that's what the subject of my next video will be about. So please join my laboratory below. That's where I post all my other content. You only get about 20% on YouTube. And again, take these paradigm shifts to heart, but you got to recruit your team to do it too, because if they don't understand, they're probably going to resist all of this and they just want to go bowling or they just want to do a trivia night. But that's actually not what they need. That's what they want. What they need is deeper connection with each other. That's what we all need. That's an intrinsic human need. And entertainment and shallow fun does not fulfill that need.